Welcome to Roll Credits, where movie lovers get the trivia they didn't know they needed. This podcast was created with help from AI tools, so double-check any quotes before you drop trivia at your next movie night. Today we're planning up The Bear Season 2. Did you know Jamie Lee Curtis filmed her emotionally intense Fishes scenes in just 2 days?
Yeah, just 2 days. It's pretty incredible when you think about the sheer raw power she brought to that role in such a short window. It really sets the stage for the kind of deep dive we're doing today. Season 2, it built so much on the first season's success, that blend of, kitchen intensity and really deep character work.
Absolutely. And Season 2 kicks off with a huge ambition, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Carmy, Sydney, Richie, they decide to basically tear down the original Beef of Chicagoland, their family sandwich shop.
Beef.
And turn it into this fine dining concept called The Bear. Then a massive leap.
Oh, it's monumental. It's not just like putting up some new wallpaper. They're aiming for a complete transformation. Physically, sure, the whole place gets gutted and redesigned for fine dining, which is a huge plot point itself. But also conceptually, they come up with this idea of a chaos menu.
Chaos menu. That sounds intriguing. What exactly does that mean in practice?
Well, it's Carmy and Sydney's vision. They call it chaos but thoughtful. So think of really unexpected combinations, merging different tastes, different textures, like Oceanic Hamachi Crudo, beef tenderloin with sherry vinegar. You've got smoked bone marrow with frozen grapes.
Wow.
Sardines and piri-piri sauce. And maybe the wildest one, an ice cream sundae that uses veal stock.
Okay, veal stock ice cream sundae. That's definitely chaos.
Yeah.
And thoughtful, I guess.
Exactly. It's bold, but it also kind of works as a shorthand, for the whole feeling of the season. The renovation itself is pure chaos. Deadlines, money problems, permits.
Right. The menu reflects the madness of trying to actually open the place. And the stakes are incredibly high, too. They're not just opening a restaurant. They're shooting for a Michelin star.
Precisely. That Michelin star ambition hangs over everything. It drives the intensity, the arguments, the pressure. It's about proving themselves.
And speaking of intensity, let's talk about maybe the most intense episode of the season, Fishes. That flashback Christmas dinner. Yeah. Just wow. The casting alone was a major talking point.
Oh, absolutely. Fishes is a masterpiece of controlled chaos, and the casting was key. Jeannie and Maggie Bacharach, the casting directors, they didn't just want famous faces. They needed, quote, heavy hitters who could embody this really complex, deeply dysfunctional family energy. People who could be, as they put it, ugly and heartbreaking all at once.
And they certainly found that with Jamie Lee Curtis as Donna, the Brazado matriarch.
Unforgettable performance. Donna is so crucial to understanding Carmy's and really everyone's trauma. Apparently getting her was like a dream come true for the creators. She was on their original wish list. And the story goes she was a huge fan of Season 1, and it actually said, while watching it, that she should play the mother.
No way. So it was meant to be.
Seems like it. And she just dove in. That portrayal of Donna's fragility, her addiction, the mental health struggles, but also the desperate need for love underneath. It's devastating.
And all filmed in 2 days, which is just staggering.
Right. Shows her commitment. But the rest of the guest cast in Fishes was equally brilliant. Bob Odenkirk as Uncle Lee.
Oh, yeah, that confrontation between him and Mikey, John Bernthal. Electric.
Totally. They needed someone who could really go toe-to-toe with Bernthal's intensity, and Odenkirk, being a Chicago guy, too, just fit perfectly. He was apparently the second hardest role to cast after Donna.
And Sarah Paulson.
As Cousin Michelle. She was one of the first ones cast, actually. Her character's the one living in New York, kind of subtly planting the seed for Carmy to pursue high-end cooking.
Right. She offers him a place to stay.
Exactly. And then you have John Mulaney as Stevie, Michelle's partner, another Chicago connection. He brought this perfect blend of awkward humor and quiet observation, trying to say grace in the middle of that storm.
Hilarious and painful all at once. And we finally meet Tiffany, Richie's then wife, played by Gillian Jacobs.
Yeah, seeing her in that flashback, pregnant with their daughter Evie, it adds so much weight to Richie's journey in the present day, understanding what he's lost or thinks he's lost.
It really grounds his character arc later on.
Yeah.
These cameos weren't just stunt casting. They genuinely deepen the whole story.
Completely. They felt like real family, which is testament to the writing and the performances.
Okay, so we've got the restaurant transformation, the intense family dynamics. Another huge element is the show's authenticity, especially in the kitchen scenes. It feels incredibly real. How do they pull that off?
A lot of work goes into that. It's not just smoke and mirrors. The actors really commit. Jeremy Allen White, who plays Carmy, and Will Poulter, who joined in season 2 as the pastry chef Luca.
His episode was fantastic.
Right. Well, both of them actually spent weeks staging, that's like interning at Pastioli, which is Chef Dave Buran's Michelin-starred place in Santa Monica.
So they were actually working in a real high-level kitchen.
Yeah. And Chef Buran said it wasn't just about, learning to chop onions fast. He wanted them to understand the philosophy, the mentality of a kitchen like that, the rhythm, the pressure, the communication.
That makes sense. It's more than just technique.
Exactly. And Will Poulter, before even Pastioli, he worked in 3 different kitchens in London, places like Black Axe Mangle, St. John Inn. He mentioned finding these kitchens weren't necessarily the stereotypical screaming dens, but often positive, really efficient places.
That's interesting. Defies the usual trope. Did he have any, kitchen disasters?
He did share one funny, or maybe heartbreaking, as he called it, story. He accidentally sprayed meringue everywhere because the pastry bag wasn't properly snipped at the bottom. Imagine doing that in front of professional chefs you're trying to impress.
Oh, no. Classic rookie mistake, I guess.
Yeah.
But those experiences must feed directly into the performances.
Totally. And it's not just the main cast. They bring in real-life culinary superstars for cameos, too. People like Grant Achatz from Alinea, Daniel Boulud, Christina Tosi from Milk Bar.
Wow, actual legends. What was that like? Did they just act?
It adds this incredible layer of realism. Daniel Boulud said, being on set at his own restaurant, filming scenes there felt very real, and he was impressed with Jeremy Allen White's focus. Grant H. had this funny story where the director didn't tell him when they started rolling, so his reactions to questions about his famous dishes felt genuinely a bit annoyed, like a real interview.
That's clever directing.
And Christina Tosi mentioned there often wasn't a strict script for those scenes, more like conversation prompts, which helped capture that raw, authentic feel. Plus, you have to mention the food choreography. It's meticulous.
Right. The way they move, plate the food. It looks precise.
It is. It's all designed to look and feel absolutely genuine. You believe they're chefs.
That commitment really shines through. Okay, let's shift focus a bit to a character arc that really struck a chord with viewers. Richie Germovich. His journey in season 2, especially in the episode Forks, is just transformative.
Oh, Forks is widely considered one of the best episodes of the entire series, and Richie's arc is the heart of it. He starts season 2 feeling totally adrift.
Yeah, lost. The beef is changing, becoming the bear. He feels useless, ancillary, as he says. And his personal life is rushed, too. Tiff's engaged.
He's really struggling. So Carmy sends him to stage at this ultra-fancy 3 Michelin star restaurant, and Richie thinks it's basically punishment, like Carmy's trying to get rid of him.
He's so resistant at first.
Completely hostile. But then he gets paired with the server, Garrett, who's just calm, professional, respectful, and they have that key conversation outside.
About respect, right. Respecting yourself, respecting the job.
Exactly. And Richie starts doing these seemingly menial tasks like polishing forks for hours. He hates it initially.
I mean, who wouldn't? Polishing forks.
But then something clicks. He starts to see the value in the precision, the care. He learns about acts of service, like really reading the room, anticipating what diners need before they even ask.
Like the deep dish pizza moment?
Yes. Going out to Pequod's to get that pizza for the couple who were maybe overwhelmed by the fancy food, that showed he was starting to get it. It's about hospitality, not just rules.
And it culminates in that incredible scene, him driving home, just belting out Taylor Swift's love story. Pure joy.
It's such a release. You feel his breakthrough. It's his daughter's favorite song, Tiff's maybe too, and he's just singing, finding himself again. And you see it in his appearance too, right? The suits.
Yeah, the costume design is brilliant there. He starts wearing suits, looking sharp. It signifies his newfound purpose, his self-respect.
It really does. And then there's that quiet, powerful scene with Chef Terry, played by the amazing Olivia Colman.
Oh, Olivia Colman peeling mushrooms with him. What a scene.
Just peeling mushrooms. And she shares her wisdom. She tells him that time spent doing this is time well spent, finding value in the process, the connection.
And she tells him about starting her own place later in life. Okay. Gives him hope.
Yeah, he asks if it's like a never too late kind of thing. And crucially, she reveals that Carmy sent him there because he believes Richie is good with people, that he has that skill. It validates everything.
It reframes the whole experience for him. It wasn't a punishment. It was an opportunity Carmy saw for him.
Exactly. Even the sign in that kitchen, every second counts, shifts from being a threat to an encouragement for Richie. Every moment matters. His arc is just beautiful television. Finding purpose, finding self-love.
Truly is. And, something that helps immerse us in that world, besides the acting and visuals, is the language, the kitchen lingo.
Oh yeah, the dialogue is soaked in it. It's part of the show's rhythm. Yes, chef is probably the most famous one.
Right, it's about respect, confirmation.
It is. But in season 2, you notice it's not just directed at Carmy or Sydney. Everyone starts saying it to each other. It signifies this, like, mutual respect and equality within the team, even under pressure.
That's a nice evolution. What other terms really stand out?
Well, there's the ASL sign Carmy introduces for, rubbing the fist on the chest. A silent way to acknowledge a mistake in a loud, fast environment. Super smart.
Yeah, that was really effective.
Then you have the basics for movement, corner and behind. Absolutely vital to avoid collisions. You hear it constantly.
Keeps the chaos somewhat choreographed.
Kind of. Front of house versus back of house, customer-facing staff versus kitchen crew. Simple but core. Then things related to orders. Let's hold or let's push means slow down or speed up service. Pick up or we're up means food's ready.
Fire means start cooking something.
Exactly. Or refire if something needs redoing. Walking means food is on its way out. All day is the total count needed for a particular dish across all orders.
Okay, got it. In the weeds.
Oh yeah, classic. Means totally overwhelmed, swamped. Heard is another acknowledgement, like, yes, chef, but maybe a bit more general.
And there were a couple of more personal phrases too, right? Like, hit me.
Yeah, that seems to be a Berzotto thing. Like, okay, I'm ready, tell me. And Mikey's phrase, let it rip.
That one felt significant.
It really did. It's like, go for it, unleash it, don't hold back. It carries a lot of emotional weight, especially coming from Mikey. It's about moving forward.
It's amazing how this specific language pulls you in, but the show uses it to explore much bigger things. Family, trauma, mental health, chasing a dream.
Absolutely. That's the magic of The Bear, I think. It uses the intense, specific world of high-end cooking as a crucible for these deeply human stories. The chaos, the pressure, it forces characters to confront themselves and each other. You get the drama, the dark humor, the stress, but also these incredible moments of connection, growth, and vulnerability.
Yeah.
It's just, it's exceptional television.
Couldn't agree more. It manages to be both incredibly stressful and incredibly heartwarming, often in the same scene.
Yeah, it walks that tightrope perfectly. You're invested in whether they get the star, sure, but you're more invested in whether they find some peace, you know?
Definitely. That human element is what makes it resonate so strongly.
Well said.
And that wraps our second course with The Bear Season 2. If you enjoyed this behind-the-scenes feast, follow Roll Credits and share it with your fellow foodies and drama lovers. We'll be back soon with more trivia, more movie magic, and maybe a perfectly plated surprise. Stay curious.